Well, it is a nervous time, but these are positive nerves. The prospects are so... Well, here comes a crunch game. So much depends on this. Expectation and nerve. It is indeed a heady mix. And the mood is boisterous. It is a perfect ambience for the central characters who are ready now to perform. So it's away we go then.
Well, it's safe to say, Peter, we're in the presence of defensive royalty here.
And so what is it that makes Paolo Maldini so regal?
Well, I think the fact that he almost never had to make a tackle says it all. He just doesn't need to. With him, it's all about anticipation, positioning, and reading the game superbly. There's very few who are able to do that at the highest level like him.
Hernandez, defending his corner stubbornly, stood up very well to his man. And here's Eto'o. He is through here. That pass has been... And he shoots! He's done very well to get to that.
I think he's done great there, both reading it and dealing with it.
Milan with their first corner, the first in the game for either side, actually. Cleared without complication. And now a sudden chance to counter. Just the keeper to beat! He's having a shot! Big relief, it just needed better contact.
Spirited to say the least, certainly gave this crowd something to really cheer about.
And it's the Rhone. And this is Inzaghi. Danger averted for now. And they're back on the ball again. And this is Inzaghi. Great Barella!
That's just playing it safe and simple.
And here's Zaccagni. Hernandez. Zaccagni. Oh, there's the clearance. So a third of the match or thereabouts gone, and we still await the first goal. That's a cute ball. Bastoni gets across to intercept that. And it's Mkhitaryan. Serginho.
That's good play from him.
He's found a way through. Ball's over the line, and it is a corner. This their second corner of the game. Mkhitaryan with the clearance. Milan have the chance to go the other way. Well, they've got it again. Milan were a team looking for an outlet, and it seems, Jim, as though they've found one.
Yeah, and if that allows them to get people running at and even going beyond that defence, then you can start asking more questions.
And that was very necessary. Hernandez. Retegui. Well, there's no such thing as a bad time to score, but this would sure be a good time. Mkhitaryan. And it's Daron. Barella. A reprieve, albeit perhaps momentary. And here's Inzaghi. And the first half is done. So neither team were able to take the lead, but it certainly hasn't been for the lack of trying. So we reached the halfway point, and neither side have yet been able to force the issue. It's 0-0. And the action is back on the way. So neither side has yet broken through. Milan finding their passes. McTominay. And here's Thuram. Now it's Retegui. Hernandez did just about enough to come out on top there. Neither party overly willing to compromise. Ambitious ball here. Thuram. Oh, it's a nice idea, but the execution was lacking. Threads one in, and that's been slipped through. Mignon breathes a sigh of relief as he gets his hands on the ball. Played out wide. Mkhitaryan. Very little to report from an attacking perspective. Jim, it's a cagey old game.
Yeah, I think it's a scoreline in keeping with what we've seen up to this point. Combined attempts at goal aren't high in numbers, and we could do with something to spark this contest into life.
Mkhitaryan, and a shot! Goal!
Well, I think it's pretty obvious, Peter, that this emphasises the importance of having willing runners who want to go behind that defence. One good ball, and they're in.
So we have the first goal.
Well, when the going gets tough, etc., they can still turn this round, I think.
Well, that had the makings of something quite promising, but he's had a shot! And he's there to make the block. Daron plays it short, and it's Maldini. Hernandez, they want to be quick to recover this. Tomori is there, and he can get that clear. Out towards the flank. Now, can they get him away? Thuram receives it in a good position here. Bastoni. Barella. Filippo Inzaghi. Played out to the right.
They may end up with some regret with this tactic, but you have to admire their commitment to goals.
And this is Inzaghi.
Filippo Inzaghi really needed to concentrate on protecting the ball. then again, he was being very closely marshalled.
And it's Barella. And here's Inzaghi. Rijkaard wins the duel this time. Goes for a shot! He's scored! 2 up now, and they are cruising. Just so calm under pressure, and he managed to fashion a fine finish.
Well, at one stage, he was being body-checked, Peter, and then the next minute, it's in the back of the net. That's wonderful striking.
Milan could not have picked a better time to snatch a 2-goal lead. Is there still time for a response?
Well, that's a really bitter blow. I think it's going to be very hard for them to find the character to respond from that.
Barella. Lovely pass, but can he get there? And the ball's come loose here. Just about within shooting range. That's that, the end. Defeated, dejected, deflated. The ultimate disappointment. How would you summarise what we've seen? Hello and welcome to everybody. It's an absolute thrill to welcome you to this day one clash. And no day, of course, engenders hope or optimism more than this one. Optimism which could dissipate at a rate most alarming or last all the way to the latter stages. We shall see. And the mood is boisterous. It is a perfect ambience for the central characters who are ready now to perform. We have already started here. One of the most eagerly awaited games in football. It never lets us down. That's a foul, no two ways about it. Yellow or red? It is red. Milan are now forced to play the bulk of the game a man short.
It looked avoidable and unnecessary, but it makes you think that he was trying to intimidate.
Serginho. Ribery. Pass is just off target. Ribery is offering some sort of an apology there.
Clearly is miffed, having made the run and not get picked out.
Short changes him with that pass. To Ketelara, looking to play him in. Tomori gets it away. Oh, he's going to be disappointed with that. And here's the Ketelara. That's tidy. That is good pressure, just hounded him off it. Well, the defence proved infallible then, but that won't be the last they'll see of him. And it's Serginho. And he's on his way! A lot of... And he shoots! Oh, it's hit the post! Goal! Milan! And Milan have the lead! Right place, right time, and a fine instinctive finish.
Yeah, he showed great reactions there. Right place, right time, easy pickings.
Milan have their opener. It is a goal of real significance.
Well, he's certainly happy with that after what's been said in the build-up, you know.
Oh, it's a nice idea, but the execution was lacking. Look at the space here! And he gets rid in a hurry. Tries to pass it through. And that was very necessary. And that is a little undercooked. It'll be a throw-in. Ribery. And that's been intercepted.
That was well played, well stopped.
De Bruyne. No, he's had it taken off him. Milan are looking to break at pace. He has found the way through. Rijkaard going full tilt down the right-hand side. It's come through and he's had a quick look inside. Mignon claims it without any fuss. Oh no, this does not look good. Big chance! It's in! A quite incredible spell. They are flying. An act of charity gratefully received.
Well, you've got to give him credit for pressing so quickly there.
Milan are now luxuriating in a two-goal. It's Eto'o! Oh, he's managed to get it all wrong.
Beautifully worked to take the defence out of the picture, but there'll be no rush to see the replay on this.
And there is the half-time whistle. So your views on the first half?
Milan have done well to this point. At times I find myself struggling to work out just who's down to 10. That's testament to how adaptable they've been. I think if they can keep playing like this, Peter, it might just hold out.
Well, it's been a proper derby so far, no doubt about that. Intense and utterly captivating. Milan ahead 2-0 and they are looking good. And we're already back up and running after half-time. Bastoni, the message is clear, none shall pass. That's a sharp pass. Looking for the run. Oh, that looks a cracking ball. He's free, he has got... Takes a shot! And that has fair fizzed.
Well, that would have asked some awkward questions of the keeper had it stayed on target.
Oh, that is... And the shot! Milan have the chance to go the other way. So 2-0 the scoreline early after half-time. Perez. Modric. And it's Batistuta. Eto'o.
It's a decent chance to counter-attack.
Plays a sharp little ball here. Oh, he's been caught on it here. Cannavaro. Well, it didn't look good for a while, but that was brave defending and they got away with it.
Simply brilliant defending. They were outnumbered, but he still came out on top.
Modric. Ribery. Oh, played through for the wide man. Chance! Yes! And they are pulling clear here. Well, it's taken a big deflection, but boy, he will want that one. And that's it. Many thanks to Jim, and with that, it is a very good night to you. Hello and welcome to everybody. It's an absolute thrill to welcome you to this day one clash. And no day, of course, engenders hope or optimism more than this one. Optimism which could dissipate at a rate most alarming or last all the way to the latter stages. We shall see. There is a massive sense of expectation emanating from this part of Milan. The giant arena bearing the name of perhaps the finest player ever to don the famous black and blue jersey. It is simply a gorgeous, gorgeous sight. Things have got underway here pretty promptly. Two tribes going toe-to-toe. Tomori gets across to intercept that. He's found a way past. Well, the defence just about came out on top, but they were certainly tested. Bastoni promptly onto that, and that is that. The ball has bounced loose now. Oh, has another go! And that is certainly not what he had in mind. Tries to pass it through. Now it's Fofana. Now it's Abraham. That is ended up in no man's land. Well, there is a look that says it all. A piercing stare.
Well, the pass wasn't good enough, and he knows it.
Shot a goal! Oh, and the keeper couldn't hold it. So, Jim, what are you thinking?
Milan have definitely started much the stronger. They're far more creative.
Well, a glitch with the rangefinder there, and evident annoyance.
He made it look a bit predictable.
Not the most accurate pass. Fofana. That's been cut out, well played.
We're seeing some really good pressure being applied here, Peter, particularly from those guys up front.
Yeah, and it just, I suppose, Jim, denies the others time and space.
Well, I would call it blanket suffocation. Every single player is committed to the press.
He rises! Goal, Milan! And just like that, he is up and running at once. That is a fine goal, really efficiently done.
He did so well there, attacking the ball the way he did. He got a strong forehead behind that one.
Milan have their opener. It is a goal of real significance.
Well, he's certainly happy with that after what's been said in the build-up, you know.
Abbiati clears. Now it's Rafael Leao. Fofana tries to play it through, and he's found a way past. Big chance! Oh, fine stop from the keeper.
He's definitely living up to the occasion here. He just loves being out there amongst it.
And we have our very first corner. A header! Dispatched clinically. A game of thrills, all square in the blinking of an eye.
Yeah, since going a goal down, they've dug in to produce a really fine spell, which for me deserved that equaliser.
And the half-time whistle goes. So it's all square. Neither side has been able to make a telling difference, but it hasn't been for the lack of trying. Well, the players definitely know they're in a derby. More of the same to come after the break, you can be sure of that. So, all square at half-time, each side matching the other blow for blow at the break. Milan get the second half going.
Milan are probably feeling relatively good about themselves, so I don't think the manager has seen anything to change in his half-time team talk.
Oh, given offside once more. Ricci. Costa Curta. Aimed beyond the defence. Nicely shaped ball. De Vrij gets over and intercepts. Looking to play him in. Well, he was clearly disappointed with that pass.
Inter clearly didn't help themselves by telegraphing that one. It was always going to be intercepted.
Now he's got space here. Hernandez. Rafael Leao looking to get on the end of this. Abbiati gets it away. Nicked it back promptly. Abraham. Now it's Donadoni. Now that's well seen too. You would think that now would be a good time to consider some changes.
It's about risk-taking and boldness now. Are we going to see any activity from the bench?
Guendouzi. Rafael Leao. Fofana. Looking for options for movement. Mkhitaryan. Rafael Leao. Ball is over the line. He's had a shot! No, he's missed it.
Fofana clearly felt that distance wasn't an issue, but maybe there were better options for him there.
That's the throw. Guendouzi! And he's managed to get rid. Inter Milan have it back and can go again. And here's João Felix. He's in a great position here. Deftly away. And it's Nkunku. João Felix. Mkhitaryan. Tomori makes the interception. Oh, well played. That has snuffed out the danger. Rabiot. A game with so much to recommend it. Fabulous contest, but still no clear winner.
Listen, the fans haven't given up on this by any means. They still believe it can be won.
Oh, he's got a crucial block in there. He's shifting through the gears here. And it's Ricci. Knocks it out wide. Guendouzi. Donadoni. Can he spark a counter here? Plays it out wide. And that has been cut short. So nothing between them in 90 minutes, and we are in for extra time.
Well, I think many on that pitch were ready for the final whistle to come, so let's hope that there's still plenty of energy about.
So a short respite for the players as they prepare themselves for another 30 minutes. And the action has already restarted. Mkhitaryan. It's a good spell of possession, this. Hernandez calmly anticipates. And no, that was never going to make it. And here's Rafael Leao. Ricci. And here's João Felix. Modric. Well, that is not the best ball, and he offers an apologetic look.
His teammates are really annoyed with that, you know, and they have every right to be.
Donato, decent chance! And somehow he managed to miss it.
Donadoni fully appreciates that he could have won it then, and now he'll be all the keener not to lose it.
This their second corner of the game. And this is Mkhitaryan. And now a sudden chance to counter. Half-time, extra time. Well, both teams have run themselves into the ground out there. Does anyone have one last moment of magic in them? Exhaustion, physical and mental. Will we find a winner? This really has been thrilling. Both sides going at it, and now for the final act. There's a beautiful simplicity about this contest. Willing running on one side. There's the shot! It's bounced back off the post. Bastoni cuts it out. And it's Nkunku. They've won a throw in.
I think we might be done here, Peter. I don't see there being enough time for them to try again.
He's had a fair tumble under that challenge. The final whistle and confirmation, we are headed for penalties.
I can only applaud the sheer doggedness and tenacity on show in watching both teams refusing to lose. I mean, they both ran their socks off.
So after 2 long hours, it comes down to nerve, to technique under pressure, to penalties. And he's found the net.
Pick your spot, don't change your mind, and the keeper should be neutralised.
No! Denied remarkably!
Well, it was a possibility of happening like that. The way he was moving beforehand, very good save.
Two to the good. Milan can't afford to miss another one. Big character, big moment, big save. Mkhitaryan is the third man to step forward.
Good penalty, completely wrong-footed the keeper.
Milan must score here to stay in it. No! Saved it! And their fate is sealed! So it has all ended in hurt. And so we reach a fork in the road. Fortunes can turn either way from this point. One path leads to where they all want to be, or at least a significant step closer to it. What doesn't bear thinking about is the alternative. It is time for the central characters to stand tall. Colours vivid and vibrant, songs loud and proud. The tone for this game is well and truly set. So we're all raring to go again. In life, of course, there's so much more important than this game, and yet this game feels so important. It is crucial, imperative that the teams harbouring ambitions to go a long way come smoothly out of the blocks here, and it's all building up very nicely. Well, it looks like a big game, sounds like a big game. Everyone involved is absolutely up for it. And already we're underway here. Camavinga gets the nod here. Anything we should note about him, Jim?
Well, he's a very pacey player, and I think he's going to be a very good outlet for the team on that flank. He'll always be available to receive a pass, and I think we can expect to see him supporting the attack on a more than regular basis, and maybe even getting in behind and reaching that byline. He might just pop up with the odd goal or two too.
Yes, getting the best out of him will count for so much. Well, that defending is unapologetically persistent. It's almost personal, and it had to be. Good ball, good take. And a shot! And a terrific save from the keeper.
Drogba clearly thought he had the beating of the keeper.
Now it's Gerard Moreno. Alexander-Arnold spots it and intercepts. Played over towards the opposite flank. That's a good run down the left. Drogba receives it in a good position here. Drogba! And he's done it! So smooth. A signature finish.
Well, I was impressed with both the movement and the pass, both causing lots of problems for that defence.
So the first moment of real significance.
Well, this should allow them to be a bit more expansive, although they'll be wise to be cautious for now.
Gets a good foot in there. Villarreal deciding to turn to the long ball now. That is pretty evident.
Yeah, it is clear that they've decided to take a more direct route to goal now, but, you know, they can't just continue doing this and make it predictable. And importantly, they've got to look to win the second ball. If they do that, they should get right up the pitch.
Yeah, it really should. Oh, he shoots! Sticks it away! They have done it! They have their equaliser!
Well, it looks like we have ourselves a real game here now, Peter. They've been rewarded for their courage, for their attitude, for their application, and now they'll want another.
Oh, one moment you're in possession, the next you're picking the ball out of your own net. That one will sting.
Well, let that be a lesson to them, Peter. They have to stay focused at all times. Any lapse in concentration, voila.
And a chance! It's loose and there's a race for the ball. Yamal. Oh, good read.
He read that really well and stopped it.
And that is as far as they're going to go. Now it's Gerard Moreno. Passes short and sharp. And he's away. Goes for a shot! He's keen, determined to have his say. And that'll be the final action of the first half. Nothing to separate the two teams at half-time. They've both given it a really good go, and they head into the break all square. Newcastle are level pegging at half-time then, and it's a finely balanced game. 1-1 the score. And we are already promptly back underway. Pepe. Gay. Nice-looking ball. He rises! Good run, lovely take, but that is where it stopped.
Beautifully worked to take the defence out of the picture, but there'll be no rush to see the replay on this.
Well seen. Saw that coming.
That's great positioning. So good from him.
Bastoni. And it's Alexander-Arnold. Yamal. Vega. That's Pepe. Foyt. And it's Vega. More and more pressure on the ball here. Oh, that's well spotted. Oh, good-looking ball. Just about up to the hour now. Yamal receives it in a wide position. It's crossed into the middle.
Well, from experience, I can tell you he'll get a lot of stick for getting that one wrong.
Real chance! He shifted it to the flank. Hazard. And this is Drogba. Nicely aimed pass.
They've got to be quick moving this forward.
And that pass just didn't quite work. Well, the runner's been sold a little bit short there.
Well, everything up to the final pass looked decent. They just couldn't pick out that killer ball.
Camavinga. Pepe.
They've got to make this nice and quick.
And Moreno. Into the last quarter of an hour. No, it's come to nothing.
Don't you just love the level of intensity here? Neither is prepared to back down, and to be honest, that's how it should be.
Steve, and the shot! A real chance and a real let-off.
Well, he looked pretty much unstoppable there. The only thing missing was the finish, of course.
Oh, that looks a good ball through. Still anyone's game this. One moment can decide it.
Well, a goal either way at this stage would qualify as a steal.
Now it's Yamal. This looks promising. Oh, it's played into big header! Villarreal making another change here. Newcastle take the lead. Now it's just a question of holding on.
There's still a bit left in it, Peter, but they should find the necessary to avoid a slip-up now.
And that interception was... That's that, the end. Newcastle proudly puff out their chests in victory. They know that was a battle. They know it could so easily have gone the other way. Well, what a sight this is. A beautiful evening and the promise of a match that will really get the juices flowing. This is Peter Drury, and I'm happy to inform you that Jim Beglin has joined me to offer his expertise.
Thanks for that, Peter, and may I say a big hello to everyone.
There's nothing quite like match day, especially here. This crowd doesn't do ordinary, and we should be in for something very special. And already we're underway here.
I think the wide players will be very important here, Peter. A lot is going to be asked of them.
Yeah, they've got a fair bit of work to get through.
Yeah, because they're going to have to cover the flanks on their own. They need to push up and establish some menace, some control, press from the front and act like auxiliary wingers, if you will, while also doing a fair bit of defending. And what's more, they're often expected to be...
Goes for a shot! There it is! He'll take that. Perhaps not the prettiest, but they all count.
Well, I admire players who do that because they just don't give up on anything.
I doubt very much that this was in the script. Oh, now here's an interesting matchup. Newcastle leading here thanks to that early goal. And the score is 1-0. And that's put paid to a promising move. He won't be happy with that one. Now it's Yamal. Neither of these two want to come off second best. Now it's Nauf. And that's been intercepted.
That was well played, well stopped.
And that's going right the way across. Hazard going face-to-face with his great rival. And here's Drogba. Hazard will not want to lose out here, not against this opponent. Burkhardt.
It's the sort of situation that they'll want to capitalise on now.
Oh, facing up to his adversary, this is a formidable matchup. Yamal! Oh, that was a brilliant save.
Lamine Yamal actually didn't do an awful lot wrong, to be honest.
Alexander-Arnold goes short, elects to cross.
That was well seen too. Good clearance.
Fagioli. Camavinga. Now it's Hazard. Oh, now here's an interesting matchup. Opts to play it back. Knauf.
We're seeing some really good pressure being applied here, Peter, particularly from those guys up front.
Yeah, and it just, I suppose, Jim, denies the others time and space.
Well, I would call it blanket suffocation. Every single player is committed to the press, and there's simply no way out.
Alexander-Arnold.
It looks very much like they'd be happy to settle for this narrow lead at the break.
Aimed beyond the defence, and he's picked it up out wide. Shot a goal! Now that is commitment to the cause. Big header! And that's caused a worry or two.
That is a really good chance missed, Peter. Certainly the way he's been playing.
Duan. And we hit half-time. Well, it's certainly simmered along nicely so far. Just the one goal in it, and it's all still very much up for grabs.
There's plenty of positives to take despite the lead being so small, Peter. I think playing well, good energy. A little more composure up front, perhaps. That's not too much to ask.
Newcastle head for the dressing room in possession of a 1-0 lead. So we're just settling back into this second half.
Well, it's been tight, Peter, but I'm expecting things to open up now and we get some free-flowing football.
That's been cut out, well played. That's headed upfield. Sakiri. Hoisted in. Camavinga is there and he can get that clear. Newcastle are ahead here by what is still the only goal. Yamal. Neither of these two want to come off second best. And here's Fascioli. Alexander-Arnold is onto this.
Well, that's good defending. He squeezed the play and he gave him no chance to get on the turn.
And it's Azar. And here's Drogba. Now it's Yamal. It's Drogba! Engages and forces him off the ball. Oh, good spread. Yamal. Oh, he'd have done well to reach that. Your impression so far, Jim?
I think the manager's pondering his options as to whether to stick or twist, Peter, in view of the time remaining. He might have a tough call to make now.
Rudiger. And Bastoni. Camavinga. And that's really well manoeuvred. Good defending, albeit from an unexpected source.
Well, it's not a surprise to see that these days, all part of a forward's duties.
It's a promising position. Shapes to shoot! Oh, that could cost them.
Well, the lead may be fragile, but the keeper was focused and strong.
Now it's Nauf.
Eintracht Frankfurt really might just end up kicking themselves after that. That could well have been it.
Well, that's beautifully weighted. And he's heaved it away. Camavinga. Newcastle close now to seeing this one through to the end. Threads one in. Yamal receives it in a wide position.
This usually is the time teams go into conservation mode.
Eintracht Frankfurt making consecutive changes here.
They're avoiding the blatantly obvious by not getting the ball into the opposition box. That's where it has to be.
That's a pretty loose pass. Time added on will be 2 minutes. And the referee brings it to a close. Newcastle have done it. Their solitary strike ultimately proving just enough. A terrific win, however you look at it.
हाँ माँ, वो मैं।
वाओ,
मराराम जी।
ये शिवम इतना हॉट और हैंडसम कैसे? क्या ये वही शिवम है जिसे मैं पिछले 6 महीने
So we're all back together again, fresh still in our minds, those memories, the unbelievable highs, the unforgettable lows. And as the sides return to cross swords for the first time again, we just remind ourselves of the magic of this game. This is what it does to you. It keeps bringing you back, no matter what. Well, the pre-match build-up has been fantastic. Now, the game itself. Well, if you did just miss it, we are up and running already. Goes back. And it's De Bruyne. Out to the left it goes. He has a look up, shoots! And it's a goal! There is the breakthrough! And that will surely go down as one of the easiest goals he could ever score.
Again, that's terrific movement, Peter, and an even better pass. It's beautifully played.
Inter Milan are already chasing the game. They didn't envisage that. Di Lorenzo. Politano. Oh, nicely intercepted.
Well, I'm not quite sure he needed to hold up play quite as much as he did then. A couple of his teammates were very annoyed.
And it's Azar. Opts for safety. David Neres. Oh, that's well spotted. Adams.
Inter are really in a position where patience and prudence will serve them best. Time's on their side.
And Adams. Adams pokes it out wide. And it's Azar. Inter Milan are behind here despite their domination of possession. Politano has it out wide and in space. He is through here!
Well, it's a move of great promise, but will it really prove productive?
Oh, against the crossbar! And yes, it's there! And they're at it again in double quick time. Sharp, simple, satisfying. He just knew what was on.
Listen, he would have been advised to do that as a kid, and it's obviously etched in his mind now.
And now he has two. Things starting to look very comfortable.
The turning of the screw comes to mind, Peter. They've got them where they want them.
Roll gets flagged offside. That is good pressure, just hounded him off it. And they're not going to make any further progress now. De Bruyne. Buongiorno. Anguissa. McTominay. Spinazzola. Here's David Neres. Neres. Played out to the right. Politano. Has crossed into the middle. And that has earned a reprieve for the time being. And we've reached half-time. How's the first half compared with your expectation?
Inter really should be thinking about killing this off early in the second half, Peter. The boss will be demanding the same level of intensity from his team, so I'd expect to see the same positive intent after the break, the same purpose again.
And we're already back up and running after half-time.
Well, I think they have to be positive despite the scoreline. The one thing they don't want to do, Peter, is give away an early goal. But they can't afford to get too cagey either. So attack with real devilment, go for that goal and see if they can unsettle them.
Buongiorno. And it's Anguissa. Spread out to the left. It's Lang. Out towards the flank. And it's Spinazzola. Spinazzola hangs in a cross. And it's safely in the keeper's hands. Politano. Almost an hour gone. Hazard going face-to-face with his great rival. Now he's got space here. Too much on it, and that is an easy claim for the keeper. Di Lorenzo. Politano. Now that looks a decent ball. De Bruyne. De Bruyne! And he was there to get a vital touch.
Well, someone's doing his job properly, Peter, that's for sure.
And that has been clubbed away. Inter Milan are looking to go forward now. Mbappe. And it's Alexander-Arnold. Raul. In with the challenge. Anguissa. Now it's David Neres. Goes looking wide.
That's positional gold, the utilisation of space.
Showing good feet. He has found the way through. Adams getting this one clear. Bastoni clears. De Bruyne. Fired deep to... Up he goes! Yes! Up by 3. They have their boots on the throats of their foes. Just so calm under pressure, and he managed to fashion a fine finish.
Well, he had to deal with an awful lot of unwanted attention, but his tenacity won the day.
Well, it's an inspired substitution. Terrific move by the boss.
That's just as the manager would have seen it, an impact sub.
3-0, and things are starting to look awfully cosy. Alexander-Arnold. Alexander-Arnold got a long way forward to join the attack. And that will be it. Inter Milan cannot spin this any other way. They came up against opponents who were thrilling, at times unplayable, who simply brushed them off. Welcome to those who have joined us all here on a beautiful, clear evening. The conditions contributing to a fantastic atmosphere in the stands. This really is the place to be. I'm Peter Drury, and this is Jim Beglin. A delight to have him on board.
Well, thanks for that, Peter. I'm more than ready to get going here.
Just listen to that noise. This place is definitely up for it. Let's hope we get a contest worthy of the setting. If you're just joining us, we are already underway. Now it's Vlahovic. There is the lithe figure of Ed Milson.
Well, I think it's his athleticism that's helped him pioneer that style of playing out from the back, probably before the term even existed, Peter. He'll have a massive part to play in ensuring this team keeps its shape.
In what way?
Well, he'll effectively switch between centre-back and defensive midfielder, constantly sniffing out danger, but it's his ability to turn creator when he wins the ball back, which makes him so key.
Yeah, he's got the lot, hasn't he? No wonder his team, and indeed his national team, have been so successful with him in the side.
Spot on.
Well, it looked promising for a moment, but it came to nothing. Cambiasso. Ah, such a clever touch. Cross deflected behind for a corner. Cup Miners plays it short. Played with finesse. And that has been knocked clear. Inter Milan are looking to go forward now. Long ball upfield. Coop Miners. And here's McKennie. There's the shot! And that's what you call inspired goalkeeping.
Really anticipated that well, didn't he?
Conceição goes short. There's the delivery. Expertly cut out, really nicely done. Inter Milan have the chance to go the other way. Now it's Hazard. Locatelli. Now it's Vlahovic. Great defending, strong and determined. Nicely spread. Now it's Conceição. Ball's gone out of play. Cross goes in there. And that's gone behind for a goal kick. Edmilson. Raul. Now it's Saka. Tries to pass it through. Caught offside that time. Oh, he's felt that, hasn't he? Oh, good read.
That's great positioning. So good from him.
Spread out to the left. And it's Cambiasso. Oh, he's enjoyed that. He evidently loves the contest. Now it's Drogba. Alexander-Arnold. Coop Miners. And we've reached half-time. So neither team were able to take the lead, but it certainly hasn't been for the lack of trying. So we reached the halfway point, and neither side have yet been able to force the issue. It's 0-0. And the game has already resumed here. Both sides defensively robust up to now. McKennie. Out to the right. And it's Conceição. Real chance! It's off target and by quite a way.
I just wonder what was on his mind there. Should have put his foot right through it.
Alexander-Arnold looking for a runner. Well, that has not gone well. Best part of an hour and still no breakthrough from either side. Throw in. Mbappe. And he skips past his man. He's picked his way through, lofted in. Gatti gets it away. Played back in.
Well, usually when the first isn't good, you see a correction, but unfortunately, not then.
McKennie. Very few chances to talk of, Jim. Defence is, it seems, on top here.
Yeah, I think it's a scoreline in keeping with what we've seen up to this point. Combined attempts at goal aren't high in numbers, and we could do with something to spark this contest into life.
Mbappe bumps him off it and wins back the ball. McKennie. And Kalulu. Locatelli. That's a pretty loose pass. Mbappe.
A lot of space here, a real opportunity.
Alexander-Arnold receives it in a wide position. Nice and easy for the goalkeeper. And here's Vlahovic.
Concentration levels are very good, and so is the commitment. This game could yet yield a winner.
Played out to the right.
Well, the crowd's impatience is an indicator that they haven't quite given up on a goal just yet.
Edmilson. Over to the left. And it's Azar. Aimed beyond the defence. Takes a shot! We have got changes here, from both sides in fact. Inter Milan take what looks to be a decisive lead.
Well, the last moments now, Peter, are going to be very...
Tries a shot! Now that is commitment to the cause. Nicely weighted ball. And that has earned a reprieve for the time being. And time is up. Inter Milan have done it. Their solitary strike ultimately proving just... Welcome to those who have joined us all here on a beautiful, clear evening. The conditions contributing to a fantastic atmosphere in the stands. This really is the place to be. I'm Peter Drury, and this is Jim Beglin.
Thanks for that, Peter, and may I say a big hello to everyone.
And the mood is boisterous. It is a perfect ambience for the central characters who are ready now to perform. The action has already started. There's some great running on show here, but ultimately there was no way through. Oh, that pass isn't the best. He's through here. Good ball, good take. Elects to cross. And that's the end of that. It all started well enough. Well, Edmilson's selection has certainly attracted some scrutiny, but the man himself looks, as ever, Jim, utterly unfazed.
Yeah, I like him because he's got a certain elegance about him, Peter. We all know Brazilian players love the idea of getting forward, and he's probably one of the better defensive players on the ball.
So no go. And a shot! Oh, he's really drilled it.
Well, look at him, furious at himself for missing. Having said that, the manager applauds his effort to find that bottom corner.
That's a good ball out wide. Hoffman, tidy with his distribution. And the whistle's gone, presumably for offside. So it is still 0-0. Bastoni. That's headed upfield. Can he get on the end of this? Picked out brilliantly. Edmilson. Here's Tchouaméni. Mbappe. And it's Tchouaméni. And it's Alexander-Arnold. Now it's Mbappe. And here's Drogba.
It's the sort of situation they'll want to capitalise on now.
Garcia. Artur. Still looking for the first breakthrough, and it is nearly half-time now. Great chance! And he was there to get a vital touch.
That's very, very good. You can't ask for much more than that.
Oh, well played, well played. No messing about, just bludgeoned away. He shifted it to the flank. Played back in. Grimaldo. Now then, the ball's come loose. Tchouaméni and Bastoni. Edmilson. That's an imaginative pass. Tries to play it through. Shot could be on. Mbappe! And that's it for the first half. A breathless ending. Well, it was a half of could-haves and should-haves, but as the whistle blows, we remain where we started. Plenty for both managers to mull over here. So, your views on the first half?
Well, I have to say, I think it's a good performance, but it's clear that they need a little more energy and more precision up top. They proved they can create chances. Now they need to start putting them away. That's the next step.
So they head in no further forward. The score here, still 0-0. And if you have just joined us, well, we've just begun the second period here.
Inter are probably feeling relatively good about themselves, so I don't think the manager has seen anything to change in his half-time team talk.
Now it's Mbappe. In the end, they found themselves penned in, nowhere to go. Bade. Garcia. Looking to play him in. And that pass just didn't quite work. Mbappe. It's a good run down the right. Alexander-Arnold. Some excellent tackling here, and that one a perfect example. Goalless still, neither side really getting onto the front foot. Now this could be a chance. Saka, over to the left. And Inter now could counter-attack. Very little to report from an attacking perspective. Jim, it's a cagey old game.
Yeah, I think it's a scoreline in keeping with what we've seen up to this point. Combined attempts at goal aren't high in numbers, and we could do with something to spark this contest into life.
And it's Grimaldo. He's picked his way through, and that interception was most necessary.
That's great positioning. So good from him.
Turns back here, probably the best option. Edmilson. And it's Chouameni. Nicely spread. Driving on and making good progress.
There they go, hunting again. Don't you just love the level of intensity here? Neither is prepared to back down, and to be honest, that's how it should be.
And no, that was never going to make it. Both sides then taking this chance to turn to their benches. Went with his head, but couldn't steer it in. Inter Milan making another change here. Foden getting the call here in what can be interpreted as a clear show of intent.
Well, this could lead to the injection of energy that might disrupt the rhythm of their opponents.
Inter Milan are looking to go forward now.
Well, they've got one eye on the clock, but the balancing act is very fine at this stage. Go for it, and it could backfire. Sit back, and it may be at a price.
Just 5 minutes left. Foden has it in a wide position. It's a good-looking... He rises!
Well, they shouldn't be dawdling at this stage. They need to get the ball in the mixer, and quickly. Well, that might be that, Peter. Maybe both sides just going to have to settle for the draw now.
And the referee brings it to a close. Frustration, exasperation, vexation, certainly from an attacking perspective. Hello and welcome to everybody. It's an absolute thrill to welcome you to this day one clash. And no day, of course, engenders hope or optimism more than this one. Optimism which could dissipate at a rate most alarming or last all the way to the latter stages. We shall see. Just listen to that noise. This place is definitely up for it. Let's hope we get a contest worthy of the setting. If you're just joining us, we are already underway.
It comes as little surprise, Peter, that we find the name of Park Ji-sung on this team sheet.
First name on the team sheet, you would think.
Yeah, and a player with a fantastic engine. I always think that every time you see him, he's just going to run himself into the ground. He'll give everything for the cause, and he always sets the tone for industry.
Inter Milan are looking to go forward now. Now it's Park Ji-sung. And this is Raul. Chance, surely! Goal! Inter! The breakthrough strike! Complete awareness. He understood what was needed and he executed it smoothly.
Yeah, it's simply tragic defending when a renowned finisher is ignored. It's how he built his reputation.
Inter Milan have their opener. It is a goal of real significance.
Well, that's really changed the mood in the stands, Peter. It ought to encourage more positive football, a more front-footed approach. It's got to be.
The pressing's intense and it's paid off. Cafu, just like so many of his contemporaries, is proving very good at driving forward. It's a good-looking, terrific header! Didn't quite get enough on that.
That's good play. Plenty of targets in the penalty area and plenty of movement too.
Sure. Manchester United are looking lively here. They're playing with more zest, more purpose.
They are, and it's all because of the movement we're seeing.
Oh, smashing header! Good try. The outcome could so easily have been different.
Mateus Cunha is clearly kicking himself here. He knew that was a great opportunity.
Beckenbauer. And if you have just joined us, still just one goal between them. And the score is 1-0. Saka in acres of space out wide. That's tidy. Raul. He's trying his best to keep it in play here. Good defending, albeit from an unexpected source.
Yeah, listen, we often get critical of a forward's tackle, but that was squeaky clean.
And it's been taken short. Oh, that's nice. Van der Vaart played in with purpose. And that should get the job done. And now a sudden chance to counter. Oh, there's a probing ball. And we've reached half-time. Well, it's certainly simmered along nicely so far. Just the one goal in it, and it's all still very much up for grabs.
Yeah, on the face of it, it looks a fair reflection of what we've all seen, Peter. Some incisive play one side, battling qualities on the other. I think this game is there to be won, and a minor tweak maybe all it needs to change it.
Inter Milan head for the dressing room in possession of a 1-0 lead. So we're straight back at it at the start of the second half. A solitary goal, that has been the crucial difference. Edmilson. Cafu. Now it's Raul. And he's managed to get free. Diogo Dalot did well to step in there. That was more than necessary. Beckenbauer. Over to the left. Van der Vaart. He's picked his way through. Park Ji-sung. And that's gone all the way through to the keeper. That's headed upfield. Cafu. Some really good ball movement. So, Jim, what are you thinking?
Well, this lead is beginning to look a little delicate. I'd rather see them show the ambition and adventure to go further ahead. But it seems as if they settle for a riskier approach now to defend this.
Floated through. Too much on it, and that is an easy claim for the keeper.
Well, it's definitely the right attitude and application, Peter. They've got to keep pushing.
There is an irresistible, irrepressible look about them here.
They just need to sort out their end product, and quickly.
He's got plenty of space out wide here. And it's Bruno Fernandes! And that could have brought them level.
Bruno Fernandes was already celebrating in his head and probably still can't process how the keeper denied him. What a stop.
They've played it short. Now this could be a chance. Oh, that's neat. Diogo Dalot caresses it through.
Well, he certainly wasn't in the mood to take any risks.
Steered out wide, but he won't reach that one. Inter Milan still ahead by the game's only goal. Inter Milan have now used up all but one of their substitution windows. Now it's Ahmad. Tries to dink it through.
I think we're about to see a frenetic finish. No half measures from here.
And he's in on goal. Pedri. It's come through and he's had a quick look inside. Turns and goes back. Now, decent chance!
Well, he got rid because he was under pressure.
Gone and it is all over. Perfect result, perfect outcome. A test passed with flying colours. So it is that time again. Every team looks to write its own special script. Moments like this are to be savoured. Hopes are high. A good start. That is what they all want. Well, the stage is set for a stirring showdown here. The supporters in great voice, and there's a real sense of anticipation in the air. Game on. Well, as you can see, we've already started here. Well, you could make a case to say, Jim, that Park Ji-sung is the most successful Asian export. Terrific header! Superb goal!
Well, once more, it's him. And we can't be surprised because his instinct for doing this is incredible.
It is a good finish. The odds were against him. Little matter.
Well, he had to deal with an awful lot of unwanted attention, but his tenacity won the day.
Inter Milan penetrate first. It is a truly precious lead.
That has really stirred things up, and if they carry on like this, things might even get louder here.
Oh, he's enjoyed that. He evidently loves the contest. Raul. Oh, facing up to his adversary. And he's had a hit! And he has kept it out somehow.
I think he's done great there, both reading it and dealing with it.
Last-ditch defending, but that'll do. He's found a way past. And now a sudden chance to counter. Adams spots it and intercepts. Inter Milan are seeing a lot of the ball and have a 1-0 lead to show for it. Sao Paulo were a team looking for an outlet, and it seems, Jim, as though they've found one.
Yeah, and if that allows them to get people running at and even going beyond that defence, then you can start asking more questions.
Raul. Inter Milan leading here thanks to that early goal, and the score is 1-0. Showing good feet. Looking for options for movement. He is just caressing the ball. Can he get on the end of this? Saka picks it up out wide. Skims one in. Goes for a shot! He's got a goal! 2 up now, and they are cruising.
Yeah, to see it unfold as succinctly as that, it looks telepathic.
And now he has 2. So that's 2 now without reply.
The turning of the screw comes to mind, Peter. They've got them where they want them.
Now it's Van Basten. And it's Van Basten. Spread it left. And that has been cut short. Played back into the centre. Park Ji-sung does well to stand firm and defend it. Raul. Van Basten. Park Ji-sung. And we hit half-time. How would you review the first half?
Inter really should be thinking about killing this off early in the second half, Peter. The boss will be demanding the same level of intensity from his team, so I'd expect to see the same positive intent after the break, the same purpose again.
Inter Milan go in at half-time on a comfortable 2-goal cushion. And if you're just back from your break, you've missed very little of the resumption of the second half. That'll be a throw. Threads one in, gets into some space. Now it's Lucas Moura! And he hits the net! And the second half is off to a flyer! Well, no goalkeeper would keep that out. It really was a bullet.
Well, Peter, it would have taken something incredible for the keeper to keep that one out. It was absolutely spanked.
It's Van Basten! Adams gets over and intercepts. Beckenbauer under intense pressure.
Look, stopping him is imperative. It may not eliminate trouble, but it'll reduce it.
Distributed tidily. No, it's come to nothing. It'll be a throw-in. Oh, well played. Lucas Moura does have his name on the score sheet, of course. Inter Milan suddenly appear frail.
Yes, from comfort zone to a stage of uncertainty, perhaps, and they can't drift into a carelessness or this could get away from them.
Oh, now here's an interesting matchup. Well, the manager might be thinking of shuffling his pack here.
Well, you would hope for some movement off the bench, Peter, knowing you get an extra sub in extra time.
And it's lofted through here. And that pass just didn't quite work. Time then for the first substitution of the game.
Well, I think he'll undoubtedly add more movement and fluidity in the final third with his passing range.
Fired deep towards the back post.
Well, there's plenty to like about this approach. Get your head down, keep battling away, and eventually things might change for you.
And here's Van Basten.
Inter can really think about the precious seconds that took off the clock. No need to overly commit now.
Now it's Park Ji-sung. Cafu. Defending of the desperate variety. 2 minutes to be added on. Referee looks at his watch and blows his whistle. They needed to win, and they have won. It is a triumph. So we're all back together again, fresh still in our minds, those memories, the unbelievable highs, the unforgettable lows. And as the sides return to cross swords for the first time again, we just remind ourselves of the magic of this game. This is what it does to you. It keeps bringing you back, no matter what. Well, the pre-match build-up has been fantastic. Now, the game itself. Well, as you can see, we've already started here. Oh, he's enjoyed that. He evidently loves the contest. That's a good ball out wide. Oh, that's really good play on the right. He's driving forward. Paulinho. Decent chance! Big relief. It just needed better contact. Jim, who do you pick out as the telling individual today?
Well, a player I've been looking at for quite a while now, Peter, is this guy, Bastoni. He's always impressed me with the way he's gone about his game. He's physically dominant.
He's got tall! And the header is disappointing in the end.
Look, the defending wasn't too clever on that last chance. The cross had to be denied.
Neither side yet able to force a breakthrough here. And it's Felipe Anderson. It's a promising position. Park Ji-sung. Bruno Fernandes. Park Ji-sung looking to get on the end of this. There's the shot! Goal! Inter! And Inter go in front. Speed of thought, efficiency of movement, and certainty of outcome.
Well, from a defensive perspective, Peter, that's a really poor one to give away. Yes, the movement was very good, but the defence made it way too easy.
Inter Milan have penetrated for the first time.
Well, I think the next 5 to 10 minutes will call for real focus as the opposition will inevitably react.
Now it's Rafael Leao. And if you have just joined us, still just one goal between them. And the score is 1-0. Played out wide. Felipe Anderson. Timber defending his corner stubbornly. Stood up very well to his man. Now it's Van Basten. He shifted it to the flank. Rafael Leao. Oh, such a clever touch. And the shot! Oh, that was a brilliant save.
That's very, very good. You can't ask for much more than that.
Bruno Fernandes plays it short. Bruno Fernandes with the delivery. That should be the goalkeepers, and it is. Palmeiras are looking to go forward now. Opts for safety. Paulinho. Into Felipe Anderson. Solid defending, refused to be outmuscled. Edmilson. And the whistle goes for half-time. So a steady, solid and more than satisfactory first half. They've got the lead and that gives them something to build on after the break.
I thought that was a decent 45 minutes of football. Plenty of signs that both managers can take a lot of encouragement from. I would say the mood is neither overly negative nor positive. You still have to approach this like it's 0-0.
Inter Milan happy to have the lead in a tight old game. Half-time 1-0. And we are already promptly back underway. A solitary goal, that has been the crucial difference. Saka. And Adams. Casemiro. It's Saka. There's the man who is effectively the team's security policy. Bruno Fernandes. Now it's Park Ji-sung. No, not quite on the same wavelength. Bruno Fernandes with the short one. Now it's Bruno Fernandes. And he's picked it up out wide. And the assistant referee has his flag raised for offside. The team still separated by the game's only goal. So, Jim, what are you thinking?
Well, this lead is beginning to look a little delicate. I'd rather see them show the ambition and adventure to go further ahead. But it seems as if they settle for a riskier approach now to defend this.
Casemiro. And it's Bruno Fernandes. The ball has bounced loose now. And this is big chance! He's scored! 2 up and in charge, and things are looking pretty good for them now. Oh, the deftness of touch, received it delightfully and finished it off sumptuously.
Oh, what a touch. I mean, how good was that? Poetry in motion.
So that's 2 now without reply.
Yeah, and you have to say that the contrast of moods are very visible.
Climbs up big! Relentless! Just relentless! And they are cruising away. Oh, lovely header, but really it was all about the delivery.
Yeah, it all came from some really smart movement, Peter. Did the defence let themselves down by not picking him up? I think the boss won't be amused.
3-0 and things are starting to look awfully cosy.
Well, they're very much the better team at the moment, Peter, and no doubt will be looking to cause even more damage here.
Inter Milan have hit a quick-fire double here. Paulinho. Felipe Anderson. It's a promising position. That's good play. Ahead by 3, but they won't want to take their foot off the pedal. Rice. Edmilson. Over to the left. Here's Rafael Leao. Can he get it through? He's in plenty of space here. Well, the defence proved infallible then, but that won't be the last they'll see of him. Threads one in. And he's there to get it away. Now that's well seen too. Inter Milan clearly now in lead preservation mode.
Well, it's a move of great promise, but will it reach...
Chance! And time is up. Inter Milan pretty much in utopia, imposing themselves in the manner they wanted right from the start. A show all about... Welcome to those who have joined us all here on a beautiful, clear evening. The conditions contributing to a fantastic atmosphere in the stands. This really is the place to be. I'm Peter Drury, and providing analysis and expert opinion alongside me will be Jim Beglin.
Hi, Peter. It's great to be here.
There's nothing quite like match day, especially here. This crowd doesn't do ordinary, and we should be in for something very special. Can he finish? Guendouzi is flagged offside. Spread it left. He has found the way through. It's come through and he's had a quick look inside. There's the shot! Big relief, it just needed better contact. Oh, it's a nice idea, but the execution was lacking. Jim, you've played in games of this nature. Who can make the difference?
Well, I personally like the look of this guy, Mattia Zaccagni, Peter, because he just seems to have a unique reading of the game, almost as if he's playing on a different frequency to the rest of the team. And I mean that in the best possible manner. Whether it's high-tempo passing or hitting the bylines to play cutbacks, he tries things that no other players would even think of.
Hard to disagree with that. It is the sort of situation he thrives in. Ambitious ball here. Well, the ball just didn't work out for the run that he made.
Well, I think the opposition saw that pass coming a mile off, and it wasn't the best decision.
Out to the right. Isaacson. What a throw in. Casemiro. Neither side yet able to find the net. And it's Park Ji-sung. That's a promising run he's making on the right. And this is Van takes a shot! Loose ball now, and there's a chase on to retrieve it. An attempt which, in hindsight, was probably just beyond him. Bruno Fernandes plays it short. Lazio are looking to go forward now. And he's gone backward here. In by Rafael Leao! No, not the best of headers. Lazzari.
Lazio clearly are trying to establish themselves as a team that likes to retain the ball, Peter.
And it's a good watch, Jim, isn't it?
Well, it is. And it's always a pleasure for me to see a team move the ball in silky fashion like this. But you know what's coming next, Peter. It has to be with a mean cutting edge.
Now it's Van Basten. Bruno Fernandes. That has been slung wide. Well, there is a look that says it all. A piercing stare.
Well, the pass wasn't good enough, and he knows it.
Cataldi. And the referee brings the first half to a close. A decent enough half, but neither side able to get on the score sheet. Time for some fresh ideas in the second period, perhaps. Where do you think we're up to after 45 minutes?
Well, I wouldn't say it was the most potent performance, Peter, but defensively, very composed. The scoreline might still be 0-0, but I'm expecting things to open up a bit more in this second half.
No goals at this stage, but certainly not devoid of action. It is 0-0 here at half-time. And hostilities have resumed at the start of the second half.
Inter are probably feeling relatively good about themselves, so I don't think the manager has seen anything to change in his half-time team talk.
Goes looking wide. He is just caressing Rafael Leao! And yes, it's there! The second half off to a spectacular start. A moment that needed composure, and he had plenty of it.
Well, he's a defender's nightmare. You try to send him one way, and he just slips the other.
Into Milan. Oh, smashing header! Decent enough try.
Yeah, it's good movement, though. A bit unlucky he couldn't actually steer it goalwards.
Your impression so far, Jim?
There's a lot of football still to be played, Peter, so ideally they need to maintain an attacking endeavour.
Rafael Leao. Rafael Leao proves just a little bit too strong. Drives it in. Terrific header! Decent attempt, but not quite good enough. And the two sides separated by the game's only breakthrough moment to this point. 1-0 the score. Oh, that's a key interception. While quality clearly deserted him at the crucial moment.
Well, that's down to a simple miscalculation. No more, no less.
Oh, super ball! Zaccagni. And the finish! That is decidedly lacking. Saka. Can he get it through? And the assistant referee rightly gives him offside. And it's Bruno Fernandes. He's got plenty of space out wide here. Deep cross. Cross deflected behind for a corner. And that has been knocked clear.
They may end up with some regret with this tactic, but you have to admire their commitment to goals.
The pressing's intense, and it's paid off. Inter Milan leading here by this still precarious 1-0 margin. Grovella. He shifted it to the flank. Inter Milan, moments now away from seeing this one out. That is a brilliant interception.
Lazio really can only do one thing now, Peter. Get the ball up front, make sure it sticks, and sustain some pressure.
And he's in on goal. Noslin. Big chance! And it's in! We thought it was over! It's all square once more! Well, how's that for a class finish?
That's just clever. He made the keeper think he was going one way, only to outfox him by going the other. Very nice.
And that will be it. A good watch, a really good watch. Both sides toiling to try and outthink, outsmart each other. But it wasn't to be.
How to earn money with artificial intelligence. Use Pocket AI. Trade on over 250 assets. And earn up to 92%. How to start trading today. Start with Pocket AI by Pocket Option. Open trades with one tap. Get up to 92% profitability.
Well, the opening day of any competition is special for everyone. A red letter day for everybody here and those of you who have joined us for our live coverage. I hope everybody is comfortably strapped in for the ride. We're sure that this will be a feast of football, irresistible, emotional, a roller coaster for everyone involved. Well, the pre-match build-up has been fantastic. Now, the game itself. We have already started here. Marcos Antonio. Oh, that's a clever-looking ball. And it's been goes for a shot! And it's Neymar. Now it's Ferran Torres. Oh, he's defended very well against those tricky feet. Jim, you've played in games of this nature. Who can make the difference?
Well, dribbling is the obvious strength of this guy, Lucas Moura. He's very quick, has a low centre of gravity, and all the skill sets you'd expect from a Brazilian. He seems to love running at people as opposed to going beyond the defence, something he could do a little more of.
I think the opposition defence agree too. He's going to be the source of so many of their headaches. Let's come backwards here.
He's got no choice here. He had to go backwards.
Steaming on goalwards. Neymar. Ferran Torres. Can he get on the end of this? Chance! And here's Forlan. It's Forlan! And that has skimmed the post.
Oh, he got lots of power behind that, just couldn't quite get it on target.
It may be goalless, but it is not without interest.
I actually think both teams are playing okay here. We've had some good attempts, although they've mounted to nothing so far.
Koundé. Adams. Baresi. It's Saka. Saka will not want to lose out here, not against this opponent. Lucas Moura. Well, anyone who's joined us late, I can confirm that in terms of goals, at least you've missed nothing. Koundé. Merino. And it's Neymar. Now it's Ferran Torres. And this is Forlan. Ferran takes a shot! And that is wildly off target.
Well, it's almost like he had too much thinking time there, Peter.
Antonio. Forlan. And that'll be the final action of the first half. So neither team were able to take the lead, but it certainly hasn't been for the lack of trying. What do you think we're up to after 45 minutes?
Well, I think they can be very happy with the flow of the game so far. They're moving the ball around very nicely. They're creating opportunities too. They must need to find a way to add that touch of quality.
He's had a shot! It's a goal! Just the pick-me-up the whole game needs! Well, how's that for a class finish?
Ah, that's just clever. He made the keeper think he was going one way, only to outfox him by going the other. Very nice.
Sao Paulo have taken the lead.
Well, it looks like a bit of half-time encouragement was all that was needed, because we have a very different game on our hands now, Peter.
Nice interception. His positioning was spot on. Still chasing the game, trailing by 1. And it's Neymar. Ferran Torres. Looks a smashing ball.
Well, I'm not quite sure he needed to hold up play quite as much as he did then. A couple of his teammates were very annoyed.
Your impression so far, Jim?
Well, the time has arrived to start taking risks. They may well be happy just to...
Shapes to shoot! And that has earned a few nods of approval from the bench. So time for change, and this one has been on the cards for a little while.
Well, he's someone renowned for his pace and those darting little runs, but also for being a very good ball carrier as well. They want to add more dynamism to that front line.
Well, he's looking at the referee, but the referee is shaking his head. Loose ball. This time, surely! It's there! And there's the goal they've been looking for. As simple as you like, the outcome utterly inevitable.
It's shocking. The ease with which he was able to get into the space, and a player of his quality was highly unlikely to miss that.
Things starting to look very comfortable.
We're looking at a very different game now. The command has been established.
That's been cut out. Well played. Neymar going face-to-face with his great rival. Antonio, and that's been intercepted.
He read that really well and stopped it.
And here's Forlan. That is good pressure, just hounded him off it. Oh, facing up to his adversary, this is a formidable matchup. And here's Neymar. Now he's got space here. And that has been cleared. We have got changes here, from both sides in fact. Saka goes short. Sao Paulo have the chance to go the other way. And it's Neymar. Oh, now here's an interesting matchup. There's some great running on show here, but ultimately there was no way through. Marcos Antonio. He's in a great position here. Could try cutting inside here. Well seen. Saw that coming.
That's great positioning. So good from him.
Menu. It's Saka. And that is it. The referee has seen enough. In the end then, no joy. Not for the want of trying, not for the want of running. Simply they were... So welcome one and all to a picturesque evening here, a clear night, all the ingredients for a showcase game that the passionate crowd demands. I'm Peter Drury and it's a pleasure to be alongside Jim Beglin.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Drury, and hello to everyone.
Well, colour and passion just oozing from the stands here. These fans love their football and we're about to be dished up a feast of it. Well, if you did just miss it, we are up and running already. So, Jim, this feels like a lineup designed to counter threats out wide. Is that it?
Yeah, you will in theory have the numerical advantage, Peter, on the wings. So it's going to be a bit of a challenge for the opposition to try to get past you. On the other hand, you're essentially inviting your opponents up the field. It's going to be a fine balancing act between letting your opponents have the ball and looking for opportunities to counter, but it can work really well. Well, both teams are proceeding with caution, but there's plenty of time to wait for some attacking purpose.
Saka. Neymar. Oh, that's a key interception. Great vision.
Well, he was given the time and room initially to hold on to the ball, but eventually he was squeezed that bit harder and the task became too much. I think he's got to be a little quicker in his distribution then and get others into the match.
Closing in on goal. Casemiro did just about enough to come out on top there. Neither party overly willing to compromise. Merino. It's Saka. And it's Casemiro. It's a really well-measured ball. Koundé for Ferran Torres. And it's Neymar. Well, that's beautifully weighted. Can he finish? Still waiting for the game's first breakthrough goal. Knocks it into space. Oh, that's well spotted. Adams. And it's Koundé. Merino. Now Neymar. And the half-time whistle goes. So neither team were able to take the lead, but it certainly hasn't been for the lack of trying. How do you look back on the first 45 minutes?
Well, at least the defence can look back on a job pretty well done so far, Peter. I think they've squeezed the play quite well and they've been relentless in their pressing. So the energy levels have looked good.
So they head in no further forward. The score here, still 0-0. Shapes to shoot! Oh, that is rather wayward.
Santos really are good at what they're doing. They'll gladly take any opportunity to launch that counter.
Casemiro. Adams. And it's Koundé. And Gabriel. Saka. And it's Merino. That's a good intervention. That was what he had to make in the face of danger that was growing. He's having a go! And he looked every bit the assured keeper there.
Really looked sharp there, didn't he? That's very well played.
They've played it short. Oh, that's nice. Aimed in towards the centre. And the keeper gets his hands on it. And now they can spring out of defence. Very little to report from an attacking perspective. Jim, it's a cagey old game.
Well, I think it's a fair reflection on what we've seen so far. Neither side has produced that many efforts at goal simply because respective defences have been strong.
And he's in on goal. Forlan. Neymar. Now it's Ferran Torres. Ferran Torres.
If they want to counter, they could do with more speed.
And he's intervened well there.
Santos clearly are pushing for the win here, Peter. It's making for a very frantic end to this game.
Pinches it off him. And it's Neymar. Neither of these two want to come off second best. And this is Forlan. Tries a measured ball. And a chance! We have got changes here, from both sides in fact. So the first goal of the game. I think we're just about done here. Turns and goes back. Goes for a shot! It's in! We thought it was over! It's all square once more! Well, it would have been harder to miss.
Well, that's really well played, Peter. You have to appreciate the simplicity of it all. A killer pass, perfectly delivered.
All square again into the dying minutes.
Credit where it's due. This is great attitude. Now, the only question is what...
And that is as far as it goes. So it's ended all square, both sides showing battling qualities and neither willing to give in. Welcome to those who have joined us all here on a beautiful, clear evening. The conditions contributing to a fantastic atmosphere in the stands. This really is the place to be. I'm Peter Drury, and seated in the experts' hot seat is our man Jim Beglin.
Thanks for that, Peter, and may I say a big hello to everyone.
Expectations and decibels both rising fast here. Things are heating up and we'll be getting underway very soon. If you're just joining us, we are already underway. Who do you, Jim, see making the difference here?
Well, it's quite simple, Peter. It's hard to overlook the highly productive Ademola Lookman here, because he's someone who's more than capable of scoring prolifically and is sure to make teams think twice about playing that high defensive line because of his pace and, of course, his clinical finishing too.
He would be the obvious choice, wouldn't he? He certainly has all the right qualities. Oh, that's superb. Zalewski! Goal! Atalanta! His position was perfect, the invitation was there for him, and his response absolutely clinical.
Way too good, Peter. Too quick, too smart for that defence, who were made to look a little lost, in all honesty.
So the game's first significant moment, and it's come earlier than perhaps we anticipated. Well seen, saw that coming.
That's great positioning, so good from him. A lot of space here, a real opportunity.
Now it's Zalewski. Daron. Lookman. Now the cross.
That's good defensive concentration.
Nice bit of trickery. He's being urged to shoot. Takes a shot! Baresi plays it long.
He has saved the goalkeeper's blushes there. What great defending.
And it's Forlan. Ferran Torres is onto this. And he welcomes it in. Neymar touches it back.
That's good pressure. It gave him no other choice.
That has been slung wide. Neymar. Good ball, good take. And no, he's seen through all of that. Atalanta applying the press here, a high press.
Yeah, we see this so often these days, but it does demand an awful lot of work rate and, of course...
Can he finish? It's in! They are really purring here, and they have extended their lead in the blink of an eye. And that was as close to certain as can be.
Well, that's really well played, Peter. You have to appreciate the simplicity of it all. A killer pass, perfectly delivered.
Atalanta are sitting pretty, 2-0 up.
Well, now's the time you could afford to be more daring, Peter. It may be tempting to sit on this, but I'd say go and grab a third.
Oh, it's a promising build-up, this. Plenty of really nice passing. Pinches it off him. There's the whistle for half-time. How would you review the first half?
Well, I think things have worked out pretty well so far, Peter. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. So I think the manager has to resist change at this stage.
And we're underway again.
I think it'll be fascinating to see how they're going to change their approach here. They have to go for it and try and pull one back, but they also have to be aware that going 3 down will probably seal their fate.
Merino. Casemiro. And it's Marino. It's Saka. Lookman gets a good foot in there. Now it's Neymar. Neymar going face-to-face with his great rival. Foot in. Defending in numbers, sharp and uncompromising. Oh, that's well spotted. And it's Forlan. Now it's Ferran Torres. Caresses it through. And this is Neymar. Pasalic. Daron. Zalewski does have his name on the score sheet, of course. Ball played for Lookman. De Ketelara. Closing in on goal. Lookman! Oh, so close to what would have been a memorable goal.
Lookman clearly is trying to be too clever there. He should have gone with his instincts.
Zalewski with the short one. Oh, it's played into the area. Has a shot! Oh, he has leathered that.
Well, it was a confident attempt, and he made it look like a doddle the way he generated that power.
So time for change, and this one has been on the cards for a little while.
Well, Peter, I don't think there's anything tactical or injury-related here. I think it's just all about the push for a goal now.
Baresi. Casemiro being hunted in packs.
Yeah, he's had so much room to operate in. He's been running the show, but maybe the curtain's about to come down on him.
Menu kept aware, and it is reclaimed easily. Bellanova. And that's been intercepted.
That was well played, well stopped.
Now it's Ferran Torres. Well, the movement is slick, the speed is slippery. The defence, though, able to hold on this time.
Well, this does not look promising, Peter. The least they can do is to give the crowd something to cheer about, but that might be difficult from here.
Bellanova. Plays a sharp little ball here. Nicely weighted ball. And he's whipped it across. Oh, well played. Koundé for Ferran Torres. Now it's Forlan. And it's Neymar. And time is up. In the end then, no joy. Not for the want of trying, not for the want of running. Simply they were beaten by a better team on the day. Hello and welcome one and all. The atmosphere building very nicely here. Gorgeous, gorgeous evening. The skies are clear, the noise is fervent, the atmosphere frenetic. I'm Peter Drury and this is Jim Beglin.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Drury, and hello to everyone.
Well, the pre-match build-up has been fantastic. Now, the game itself. Oh, shooting chance! So, a breakthrough already. Isaacson. Lazzari. He's got tall. That needed to be better, and he knows it.
Dia brilliantly anticipated the delivery, and he'll be annoyed it didn't lead to more.
Saka. Nice try, but he wasn't buying it. Gabriel. Oh, good spread. And here's Guendouzi. Now, can they get him away? So just a one early goal to report so far. And the score is 1-0. Zaccagni. Oh, beautifully shaped ball.
Well, I'm not quite sure he needed to hold up play quite as much as he did then. A couple of his teammates were very annoyed.
Forlan goes steaming forward. Oh, good take in a good area. Oh, he's enjoyed that. He evidently loves the contest.
I'm not sure the shot was ever on there, really. There were just too many bodies in the way, Peter.
Nicely shaped ball. And that's gone behind for a goal kick. Saka. And it's Neymar. Great vision. Oh, that looks a good ball through. Tries a shot! It's run loose. Who's going to get there? Delivers the ball. Basic.
Lazio clearly are trying to establish themselves as a team that likes to retain the ball, Peter.
And it's a good watch, Jim, isn't it?
Well, it is, and it's always a pleasure for me to see a team move the ball in silky fashion like this. But you know what's coming next, Peter. It has to be with a mean cutting edge.
Tries to play it through. Oh, it's a great ball. And he shoots! So that's 2 now without reply.
We're looking at a very different game now. The command has been established.
Now this is an adventurous run down that left-hand side. Casemiro and Gabriel. Now it's Forlan. Now it's Saka. Can he get on the end of this? Played into space out wide. That's very neat. Saka picks it up out wide. Saka plays it short. Engage. And the first 45 minutes are up. What have we learned from the first 45 minutes?
Well, I think things have worked out pretty well so far, Peter. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. So I think the manager has to resist change at this stage.
It has been a remarkable contest, decorated by goals, and 2 between them at half-time. And we are already promptly back underway. Saka. Neither of these two want to come off second best. Mikel Merino is onto this. And that has been clubbed away. Ah, he's given it away. And he's managed to get free. Castellanos. Bayer breathes a sigh of relief as he gets his hands on the ball. Saka. Couple of goals between the sides, and it's still early in the second half. Gabriel. Casemiro. Quarter of an hour into the second half. Ferran Torres! Loose ball now, and there's a chase on to retrieve it. That is lovely. Lazzari does really well to win the ball there. Basic. Guendouzi. Out to the right. Merino. Gabriel. It's Saka. And it's Merino. Opts for safety. Baresi. Koundé. And it's Neymar. And it's Merino. And that goes for a shot! Goal! Just a quarter of an hour to play. Guendouzi. Marusic. Oh, easy pickings there. Menu. Gabriel. Baresi. Adams. Leading by 2 and the finishing line in sight. Now it's Saka. Saka going face-to-face with his great rival. Guendouzi. Cataldi. No. Again, there's no way through. Now it's Saka. Oh, lovely bit of skill. Pedro proving a very adept defender. It was a good tackle too.
He's dealt with that very well, Peter. It's a real show of discipline.
Castellanos receive real chance! And with that, the final whistle. So smiles all round as they shamelessly indulge in the post-whistle euphoria, a win achieved through the right balance of industry and inspiration.